The afternoon sun beat down on the Riverside Mall parking lot as Marcus Webb loaded grocery bags into his trunk. He had just finished shopping for his mother's birthday dinner. The sound of squealing tires made him look up. A police cruiser pulled up behind his car, blocking him in. Officer Dale Hayes stepped out, hand resting on his belt. "Sir, step away from the vehicle. Now." Marcus froze, confusion washing over his face. "Is there a problem, officer? We got a call about someone matching your description shoplifting from the electronics store. Keep your hands where I can see them." Hayes' voice was sharp, commanding. "There must be some mistake. I was buying groceries, not electronics. I have my receipt right here in my pocket." Marcus moved slowly, carefully reaching toward his jacket. "Don't move. Hands up. I said hands up." Hayes shouted, drawing his weapon. Marcus's heart pounded. He raised both hands high, grocery bags forgotten at his feet. "Officer, please. I'm just trying to show you my receipt. I didn't steal anything." A second patrol car arrived. Officer Linda Chen stepped out, assessing the scene quickly. "Hayes, what's going on?" "Suspect matches the description from the electronics store theft. Black male, 30s, gray jacket, approximately 6 feet tall." Hayes kept his eyes locked on Marcus. "That description could match half the men in this mall," Marcus said, trying to keep his voice steady. "Please, just let me show you my receipt. I bought chicken, vegetables, a cake. No electronics." "Shut up and turn around. Hands behind your back." Hayes pulled out his handcuffs. "This is insane. I'm a United States Army colonel. My identification is in my wallet." Marcus's voice rose with frustration. "Yeah, and I'm the president. Turn around." Hayes grabbed Marcus's arm roughly. The commotion drew a crowd. People stopped, pulling out phones to record. A woman's voice called out, "He didn't do anything. I saw him at the grocery checkout." Hayes ignored her, forcing Marcus's arms behind his back. The metal cuffs clicked tight around his wrists. The cold steel bit into his skin. "You have the right to remain silent." "Chen, doesn't he look familiar?" A third officer had arrived. Officer James Park squinted at Marcus, stepping closer. Wait a minute. Hayes, stop." "What?" "I'm in the middle of an arrest here, Park." Park's eyes widened. "That's Colonel Webb. Colonel Marcus Webb from Fort Davidson. He was at the community policing seminar last month. He gave the keynote speech about building trust between military and civilian law enforcement." The color drained from Hayes' face. Chen moved forward quickly. "Colonel Webb." "Sir, I apologize. This is a terrible mistake." Marcus stood perfectly still, hands still cuffed, breathing deeply. "Officer Park is correct. I'm stationed at Fort Davidson. I came here on my day off to shop for my mother's birthday. Nothing more." Hayes fumbled with his keys, unlocking the handcuffs with shaking hands. I was just following protocol. The description was vague. You made assumptions." Marcus rubbed his wrists where the cuffs had pressed. "You saw what you expected to see, not what was actually there." A mall security guard rushed over, out of breath. Officers! We caught him. The real thief. He was hiding in the bathroom. Young white guy, early 20s, gray hoodie. He had 3 stolen tablets in his backpack. The silence that followed was deafening. The crowd murmured. Phone cameras kept recording. Chen cleared her throat. "Colonel Webb, on behalf of the Riverside Police Department, I sincerely apologize for this incident. This should never have happened." Marcus looked at the faces around him. The watching crowd. The embarrassed officers. The security guard holding up evidence of the real crime. He took a long, slow breath. "Officer Hayes, do you understand what just happened here?" Hayes couldn't meet his eyes. Sir, I made a mistake. I thought. You didn't think. That's the problem. You reacted based on your biases, not on facts. Not on evidence. Not on reason. Marcus's voice was firm but controlled. I could have been anyone. A doctor. A teacher. A father picking up supplies for his child's school project. But you saw my skin color and jumped to conclusions. I'm sorry, Colonel. Truly. Hayes' voice cracked. Sorry isn't enough. Sorry doesn't prevent this from happening to the next person who looks like me. The next person who doesn't have a rank to shield them. The next teenager who gets traumatized by an encounter like this. Marcus picked up his grocery bags, setting them carefully in his trunk. But I'm going to give you a choice, Officer Hayes. We can handle this two ways. Everyone leaned in, waiting. I can file a formal complaint. Pursue legal action. Make sure this follows you for the rest of your career. And believe me, I have grounds. Marcus closed his trunk, turning to face Hayes directly. Or, you can commit to real change. Training. Community outreach. Learning why what you did today was wrong and making sure it never happens again. Not just to colonels, but to everyone. Hayes nodded slowly. I'll do whatever it takes, sir. I want to be better. Then we start today. Tomorrow morning, you're coming with me to Fort Davidson. You're going to sit through our bias training program. You're going to listen to stories from service members of all backgrounds. You're going to learn. Marcus pulled out his phone. I'm also calling your captain. This incident gets reported, investigated properly, and used as a teaching moment for your entire department. Chen stepped forward. Colonel, I'll personally ensure that happens. We need officers like Hayes to learn, not just be punished and forgotten. Real accountability means real growth. Over the next 3 weeks, the Riverside Police Department implemented new policies. Officers received mandatory training on implicit bias. Community forums were held where residents could share their experiences. Hayes attended every session, listening, learning, asking questions. Marcus spoke at the final forum, standing before a packed auditorium. Change doesn't happen overnight. It happens when good people choose to confront uncomfortable truths. When officers admit their mistakes and work to fix them. When communities hold their police accountable while also supporting those who genuinely want to serve and protect everyone equally. Hayes stood in the back row, no longer hiding. He had written a detailed report about his actions, submitted it to Internal Affairs, and requested the additional training himself. It wasn't easy. Other officers questioned him. Some called him weak. But slowly, others began to follow his example. 6 months later, Marcus returned to the same mall. He parked in the same spot. As he loaded groceries into his trunk, he noticed Officer Hayes on patrol nearby. Their eyes met. Hayes approached slowly, respectfully. Colonel Webb. Good to see you, sir. Officer Hayes. How's the training going? It's hard. I'm learning things about myself I didn't want to face. But I'm grateful for the chance to be better. Thank you for not giving up on me. Hayes extended his hand. Marcus shook it firmly. I didn't do it for you. I did it for every person who comes after. For my nephew who's about to turn 16 and wants to drive. For my daughter who might one day wear a hoodie in the rain. For everyone who deserves to shop, walk, and live without fear. I understand that now. And I'm trying to make sure my fellow officers understand it too. As Marcus drove away, he felt something he hadn't expected that day in the parking lot. Hope. Not the naive kind that ignores reality, but the hard-earned kind that comes from facing injustice and choosing to fight for something better. The kind that believes people can change when given the right tools, the right motivation, and the right accountability. Justice isn't just about punishment. Sometimes, it's about transformation. And on that sunny afternoon, In a mall parking lot where everything could have gone terribly wrong, the seeds of real change were planted.